Today, we would like to welcome you to the new episode of our podcast, You
And I, Ukrainian Your Identity.
In this podcast, we will help you to reinvent Ukrainian culture, history, and tradition.
And to see the history through the eyes of ordinary Ukrainians.
My name is Zhenya. I was born in Kyiv and I have been living in the UK for the last 20 years.
And my name is Mariia and I'm a refugee from Sumy.
Well, happy International Women's Day. Today is the 8th of March, isn't it?
Yeah, happy International Women's Day.
Well, that's an interesting holiday because, to be honest, up until recently, I didn't realize it was celebrated in the UK at all. In the past, I don't remember any mentioning of it. And only fairly recently, on the 8th of March, you hear on the news, Happy International Women's Day. Some companies will have some gatherings for their women or prominent women in the area. And so it became more obvious that we are celebrating something properly international. But I think for Ukrainians it has completely different meaning. So what is it for you?
Oh, for me, this is probably first time in my life when I received some present from the boy. Yeah, I remember this. Until now, I have this small vase that he gave to me for the 8th of March.
Will you believe I also have a little vase from a boy on the 18th of March. I still have it. Tradition, yeah.
Yeah, and it was really lovely. Honestly, I didn't expect that. So I remember that at school, our teacher, she creates something like, like Secret Santa, but for men, for boys to organize that each single girl in the class will have some present. Mm-hmm. And that particular boy, the one whom I actually was in love. So I was honestly so surprised and so, still I have this feeling that on the day I have to have some present, at least flowers. Yeah, and I know that all men are struggle because the flower men will have like bills and deals because it's like really expensive to buy flowers on a day on the 8th or before on the 7th. So some people just, trying to book it in advance to make it a little bit cheaper because it's like, wow, you will be really rejected if you will not have any flower for your lady. So yeah, that's interesting. What about you?
Well, for me, it's an important day too, and I completely agree with you that I think in a minute we'll have a look at the history of this holiday, but for me it was always Girls' and Women's Day, so it didn't have this internationality in it, it didn't have fight for women's right, all that historic stuff. It was just a day when women and girls received lovely presents, would have nice meal, proper celebration.
Yeah.
It was a day off as well, so
yes.
Men could properly celebrate it too. As well, I remember that in school the teacher would organize for all boys to give presents to girls, and I have a vase, as I mentioned, and from my second school I have a little bunny which I still keep. I brought it here and I really love it. It's really nice memory about a boy who actually already died. I mean, it's, life changes and his life didn't end as happily as we wanted it. But anyway, it's a day of happiness. It's a day of spring, isn't it? The first month of spring. It's always full of flowers. Tulips were really traditional, weren't they? And I think here men wouldn't have a problem buying flowers, so please buy flowers for me for the 8th of March and for Mariia as well, of course, and for your loved ones, because you can go to the shop and buy them for the same price as any other day. But on the 14th of February, that was a problem, wasn't it? In every shop, prices for roses just become really, really high. So that's what happened in our country. So you can compare these two sort of, events and see how it works. But yes, I completely agree with you. It's just a happy Women's Day. And
International Women's Day, marked each year on the 8th of March, began not as a celebration of spring, but as a protest. Its roots stretch back to 1857, when women textile workers in New York reportedly staged mass demonstrations demanding a 10-hour working day and equal pay. Half a century later, in 1908, American suffragists once again took to the streets of New York, this time calling for women's right to vote. The idea of making this struggle international emerged in 1910 at the Second International Conference of Socialist Women in Copenhagen. It was there that German activist Clara Zetkin proposed establishing an annual Women's Day dedicated to equal rights and suffrage. The first official celebrations took place in March 1911 across Germany, Austria, Denmark and Switzerland. Just a few years later, in 1917, women in Petrograd marched on the 23rd of February, according to the old Russian calendar, the 8th of March in today's calendar, demanding bread and peace. Their protest became one of the key events leading to the fall of the Russian monarchy. In 1975, the United Nations formally began celebrating the 8th of March as International Women's Day, and in 1977 it was recognized as a day for women's rights and international peace.
And in 1977 it was adopted by the UN as International Women's Day.
Not so far away.
No, not so long ago, only 50 years ago, but it still took quite a lot of time to actually become a very small part of life of women here and people here, because as you probably noticed as well, it's not a big and not a very important day in this country.
But shall we listen to our voiceover, what it means, 8th of March for Ukrainians? Yes.
In Ukraine, the 8th of March is officially recognized as a public holiday and a non-working day. Originally rooted in solidarity and the fight for equality, the meaning of the day shifted during the Soviet period. In 1965, it was declared a non-working day across the USSR, gradually transforming into a celebration of spring, beauty and femininity. After Ukraine gained independence, the date remained a state holiday. In recent years, however, there has been ongoing public discussion about reinterpreting the day, returning it to its original human rights focus, and even reconsidering its status as a day off. Today, International Women's Day in Ukraine stands at the intersection of history and modern identity, a reminder that it began not with flowers, but with a demand for equality.
I'm from Kyiv, and we celebrate like every year this day, and usually we was thinking about like, oh, you're pretty, you are a flower, you're so beautiful, and so we're so happy you're in our office. And we have this like state phrase on Ukrainian language. It sounds like "зустрічають по одежке." It's mean like the first impression, like when person see about another person, it's like how this person looks. In Ukraine, it's impossible. You need to all the time pay lots of money, pay lots of time, your attention about how you look. It's huge pressure all the time. Comparison with some another Western countries where people more pay attention on your like personality than how you looks. But why Ukrainian women do not protest from, oh, like we have this pressure, we need to spend lots of money and time for beauty? Because it be very honest, I feel like it's still like a huge part of us. We have lots of celebration and festivals when women's power, women's energy, women's like in community was very strong. Great example, it's like some parties, or it's called like вечорниці. It's a time when lots of people, mostly girls, they connected with each other together. They just spending like, for example, all evening in one house and just did like some beauty stuff or caring about kids, and plus did something baking and etc. etc. And it was great time for all these girls. And even right now, if you double check, for example, internet, you can find like lots of researches about how boys and girls try to recover after huge stress. For example, against my personal opinion, men's, if they have huge stress, they just need to do some like physical exercise, for example. For girls, mostly she needs to just go to somewhere where another girls who can listen her, who can support her, who can, I don't know, just hug her, and her level of oxytocin can be like up. It is part of our identity and our DNA to look pretty all the time. Even right now, when full-scale war started in our country, we still can see like lots of girls spending their time on manicure salon and did some nails, because it is something what definitely helps. For example, my previous generation, my mother, my grandmother, they have this pressure from society where society expected from them take care about all family, about career, about job, about how they looks, about healthy, and plus it's like society expected they need to be like a man. Everything is still continue after Second War, where women they get lots of responsibility on their shoulders. But for example, my generation, only because we started thinking about what does exactly mean 8 March? It's about equal rights. Being a woman and being equal with a man, it's not just about being 50-50. It's about I am exist, I have my own feelings, I have my own choice. What does it mean? Do I really want to do it, or it's because someone have a pressure on me? And when we find this answer, what is my choice, after we can take care about our family even better. After we can take care about ourselves and how we look even better, because it's finally our choice. What I can see right now in UK, I'm a girl who moved from Ukraine to UK. I move alone without my family. What helps me to be okay and try to find myself in this country, was my decision to join the girls community. How we try to take care about each other, how we try to support each other. I saw lots of British Ukrainian businesses what's already open. How many, nail salons, beauty salons open at bakery. I work in the film industry. How many creative directors, photographers, videographers, DOP, etc., already started working. And this is all girls because they moved from Ukraine. And because girls trying to be more closer to each other and support each other, I can see how we can it's definitely girl power. I like how right now world and Ukraine especially trying to say bye-bye to old standards about woman it just exists to being pretty for men. Right now we're trying to again remember, woman it's something much more bigger. It's not just about beauty.
Well, we agreed with you that the 8th of March is not a big deal in this country. But in this country we have a different holiday which means a lot to women. What is it?
I'm guessing it's something related to mother.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's interesting because in Ukraine, when I've been a mom for 6 years at Ukraine, and I didn't have a proper celebration for myself because it wasn't really at that age when it becomes a normal tradition. For now, I know that all kindergarten they have celebration of Mother Day, but
In Ukraine?
now yes.
And when is it? Do you know? Okay, so basically it's not as big as we want it to become in a few years. And I think we'll probably need to look it up and let you know as well. Carry on.
So in Ukraine, I know that now it's a bigger tradition, and I hear that they try to kind of make it as a 8th of March, the same big celebration, but it's it took time. But in UK, I guess and it have even 2 days of Women's Day or Mother's Day because
Really?
Yes, or it
Enlighten me.
Wait.
I know of one only. Go
I
on.
know that one of that is proper British one. And another one is more European, because my mom, she's in Netherlands, and sometimes she just send me message with, in Viber Messenger with these flowers and Happy Mother's Day, and it's just is it today? Because in Britain it's a different day, so I'm kind of confused.
Okay, I will stop you here. When you said Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
In this country, it's not called Mother's Day.
Okay.
In this country, it's called Mothering Sunday.
Okay.
So Mother's Day is American.
Oh.
So Mothering Sunday is the British celebration, and actually it is about Mother Church. If we look into the past, and I can tell you that this year it's also March celebration. So Mother's Day always falls on Sunday. That's why it's Mothering Sunday. Okay, I called it Mother's Day myself because we do so. It always falls on Sunday, so you can always be with your mom. So it's a day off usually, and you can make an effort and come and spend time with your mother.
Logical.
And this year, it is on the 15th of March.
Oh, so
just
same
a
much.
little bit later. We had it once a year, very close, not on the same day, but I think it was like on the 9th of March, very, very close to the International Women's Day. It has a very interesting tradition.
Okay.
Let me use my phone to enlighten us. And so, according to Google, so Mothering Sunday originates in the 16th century England as a religious observance on the fourth Sunday of Lent. So it is always counted from Easter.
Okay.
So, we have Lent before Easter.
Yeah.
And so it is the fourth Sunday of the Lent. Focused on visiting one's mother church. So the main church where you were baptized. So originally it was the day of Mother Church.
Wow.
But also it became a day when, as I've said, children go to visit their mothers. And also in the past, rich people who had servants would let their servants go and see their mother, go to the church and spend time with their mother. So, and after that, they will just dedicate themselves to preparing for Easter. So it was the last opportunity for many servants to go and spend proper a few days with their mother, go to church and have a very special day, a spring day, hopefully with flowers and sunshine.
Do you have any tradition what particular people do, maybe flowers or maybe present, or should they have some meals related to this?
For me, it's always cards, maybe because I learned about this tradition through my children. Of course, when they went to school, every time they would prepare and bring home a special card, greeting card, handmade greeting card, absolutely beautiful with lovely greetings. And so it was always a card, but also flowers or presents. And I remember probably the best present which I received was during COVID when we couldn't go to the shops. And so my kids, unfortunately, I don't have it with me. I should have brought it to show you. So we had a coconut, which we opened to eat the lovely flesh of the coconut. So they dried half of the coconut and then they decorated it beautifully with little flowers they cut from paper. And then they put little wishes there on how much I mean to them. And there was like a little piece of paper with something very special for me. And then they, folded it a few times. And so I still have it. And on a sad day, I would go take it out of the cupboard, take one little scroll of paper and read what I mean to my children, because obviously they've grown up now and it's a bit more difficult for them to express their feelings to me. But it's really nice to be able to read and remember what I mean for them. And to be honest, for me, Mother's Day now is more important than International Women's Day, because I think being a mother is a big achievement for me. Being a woman is something I didn't really choose. I'm not complaining, but it wasn't the choice I made. So it feels like probably sounds wrong, I don't deserve to celebrate it because it wasn't my choice. So Mothering Sunday is very special to me because of, I do feel I've done a lot to be a good mother. I've worked really hard to raise my children, to make them happy, to support them. So there is a lot to celebrate for me. But being a woman is good. I like it, but not sure what does it have with me and my choice?
Yeah, it's sounds similar to answer of this actor Morgan Freeman when someone at the interview asked him, "What do you think about Black History Month?" And he says do you have White History Month?
Yeah.
It's same with the Women's Day. It's not something we have a lot of memes on and rude way of saying this, something like woman, your day is 8th of March and everything else is kitchen stuff working, something like this. So it's not really, it gives that flavor that's there is something not in the same level with a man, I would say, but in a way I still love to have some present and to have this moment of cheering and, when people just, smile without, reason just to you, because it's a day when women celebrate their nature.
It just February just finished, and I would like to go back in history and in time. and traveled to the holiday, which was important for men and for all of us before the Soviet Union collapsed. And now there are quite a few changes which we will tell you about in a minute. So I'm talking about, guess?
23rd of February.
Yeah, exactly. So 23rd of February. Do you know the history of this holiday?
No, I don't know the history, but I remember this moment when our teacher at school, she organized kind of like a same thing that she did for boys, and we have to choose the boy whom we will present something, and I think it was everywhere, at office, at like my parents' work, everywhere. People, even when man wasn't at army at all, he still have this moment of pride. Yeah, and it's interesting that men go first on February and then women go second on March, and it's like really close date. I would say
it's just 2 weeks, isn't it? More or less.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of like a balance. Yeah, but I was really sad when somehow, because of the war, and we forgot the collapse of USSR, and we start implement new tradition, same with a man, but different day, and it's now a little bit too far from each other, but still have the same vibe.
Yeah, so it's now the 6th of December, isn't it? It's quite a recent day, I would say recent holiday for Ukrainian people. I believe it would take quite a few years to become a big part of life, and especially quite a lot of men fight now on the front line. So it is a very meaningful day. So it's Ukrainian Army Day. And interestingly enough, 23rd of February was the day which was officially considered to be the day of creation of the Red Army. So that's why it's kind of this tradition started, because officially it was chosen as the day when the Red Army, was organized, put together officially. Yeah. And so obviously its meaning changed. After the revolution, of course, there were many years of war. Then there was the Second World War, and so this connection with army and army people was very close. But obviously with the years of peace, it became more like Men's Day and Boys' Day. But I'll tell you that my grandmother, she was in the army during the Second World War, and for her, it was a very important celebration. And so it was really sad. I mean, it was really sad when she died, but she died on the 22nd of February, which is like a day before that, very special day for her. And then again, another sad memory for me linked to the 23rd of February is when, obviously 2022, when my father was here in the UK visiting us, and we were sitting and talking with him, was it possible that the war would start in Ukraine? Because there were all sorts of rumors, and we read all sorts of news and information online, but we just couldn't stomach it, couldn't believe that it was possible. And then, of course, when we woke up on the 24th, we knew that the war started. So it kind of poisoned all the positive things which had ever been linked to this day of the 23rd of February, which was, I agree with you, quite balanced to have a Men's Day and a Women's Day. Even though it came from sort of army roots, it was still for many just a happy day to celebrate boys and men and girls and women. Yeah, I think one of the idea of happening of this podcast is just to took everything what we can implement to our life, took every kind of good memory from the past, to not lost it, to not give it to enemies, to just have it, because with this you can heal and grow your new identity. So I think this is really important with, have this balance. Yeah, now it's not the day when we celebrate it, and I doesn't have any point to celebrate it the same day anymore. But I want to remember that day, and I want to implement this tradition, what we already create for that day, to new day for the 6th December. So I think this is really good that we mention it on the 8th of March. So I think every time when men have this time of celebration on the 6th of December, they have to remember that every guy have their mom, and a lovely girl,
and
so, daughters, and so on, possibly. And I think, as you absolutely rightfully said, to create this new tradition, we need to understand it. Shall we find out a little bit more about the 6th of December?
Yes.
Let's do so.
On the 6th of December, Ukraine celebrates an important national holiday, The Day of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The date was established to commemorate the adoption of the Law on the Armed Forces of Ukraine, which was passed on the 6th of December 1991, shortly after the country gained its independence. This day honors all servicemen and servicewomen who defend Ukraine's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. It is a professional holiday for the military and a moment for the nation to express its gratitude to those who serve. The Day of the Armed Forces of Ukraine has been officially celebrated since 1993. In the context of the ongoing war, the day has gained even deeper significance, symbolizing respect, support, and appreciation for the defenders of the country. Interestingly, according to the new church calendar used in Ukraine, the 6th of December is also the day of Saint Nicholas, the beloved Christian saint known for kindness, generosity, and protection. Traditionally, Ukrainians mark this day by honoring the memory of fallen soldiers, holding ceremonial events, raising the national flag, and offering congratulations and support to members of the armed forces. For many people across Ukraine, the 6th of December is not only a public holiday, but also a powerful reminder of courage, sacrifice, and the ongoing struggle for freedom.
So, we wish you, ladies, a very happy day, and that particular day what we have today, it's not the one when you have to be a nice blooming flower of your life. It's have to be every day. So just wish you to be happy every day and loving yourself at the mirror, because this is so super important to understand that you are the only one in the whole universe to be yourself.
Yeah, enjoy the International Women's Day, but also I would like you to look forward to the Mothering Sunday, so to celebrate both days and feel really special because you deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.